God's blessings to everyone. This is a DGHradio.com news and information news update for the United States Virgin Islands. And I'm reporter DKS reporting the news for September 20th, 2025, covering the latest developments from across the United States Virgin Islands. Power and infrastructure, where reliability meets reality. Residents in St. Thomas and St. John continue to face rolling blackouts as the Water and Power Authority works through a generation shortfall driven by aging units, a mechanical setback that sidelined a large block of capacity, and ongoing complications tied to converting newer engines to propane. Leadership says repairs are underway and procurement approvals are in motion to harden plants, replace water lines, and expand underground electric corridors. Security and maintenance contracts have been tightened, with some cost savings found on long-planned projects. Community question: what mix of near-term fixes, better parts logistics, stricter maintenance windows, and energy conservation during peaks would you support while longer-term upgrades come online? Why this matters. Steady power underpins clinics, schools, cold storage, and every small business trying to keep doors open. Healthcare under strain and rebuilding. Schneider Regional Medical Center reports a severe cash flow crunch from flat funding and delayed allotments, leading to late vendor payments and difficulty meeting wage mandates. Management has brought in a new revenue cycle partner and is updating charge schedules to stabilize monthly collections, while emphasizing that predictable public funding remains essential to maintain care. On the construction front, the territory's hospital program is moving into detailed design with tight federal caps. Standardizing generators, elevators, air handling, and sterilization systems across facilities is meant to control costs and speed maintenance. The Charlotte Kimmelman Cancer Institute build is nearing the finish line with power and equipment milestones queued. Consider: how should hospitals balance necessary price updates with protections for patients of limited means? Why this matters. Timely care depends not just on buildings but on cash flow, staffing, and equipment that work every day. Flooding, flashpoint, and emergency readiness. Torrential rains on Thursday forced territory-wide closures of government offices and public schools. Stormwater systems were overwhelmed in familiar low-lying corridors. Roads washed out, and scattered power issues compounded the disruption. After early morning confusion, agencies pivoted to a unified message: stay off flooded routes and follow official channels. Recovery crews spent the evening pumping, clearing debris, and inspecting campuses. St. Thomas St. John's schools largely returned sooner, while St. Croix scheduled extra time for cleanup and safety checks. The takeaway is clear: we need stronger drainage, clearer threshold-based closure protocols, and better real-time messaging. Why this matters. Flooding is our most common disaster, and minutes of clarity save hours of chaos. Beyond hurricanes, practicing for the wave you do not see coming. With tropical activity quiet, emergency managers led a tsunami evacuation walkthrough on St. John, guiding residents from Cruz Bay up to a safe zone elevation. Sirens, mobile alerts, and route familiarization were all part of the drill, with more exercises planned for St. Thomas and St. Croix. Think about your own family plan. If you have a member with mobility or sensory challenges, who is your buddy and where do you meet? Why this matters. Even rare hazards deserve muscle memory because warning time can be short. Budgets, credit, and the fine print of fiscal stability. Lawmakers advanced a $1.7 billion spending plan that lifts the minimum annual wage for government workers to $35,000, funds hundreds of vacant posts, boosts STEM and summer jobs, and supports dozens of nonprofit partners. The plan works only if tax collections hold and federal recovery dollars arrive on schedule. To smooth cash flow during long federal reimbursements, The legislature also extended a $150 million credit line to 2035, drawing praise for flexibility and concern about oversight, especially the slice historically used for vendor payables. A practical solution listeners have suggested: publish a simple monthly dashboard of draws, repayments, and project milestones. Why this matters: when revenues slip or reimbursements lag, hospitals, schools, and vendors feel it first. Community development, building places that serve people. On St. Croix, a faith community is moving to acquire the former Good Hope School and convert 30 acres into Bethesda, a multi-use campus with an elder day center, crisis intervention space, youth and sports facilities, a theater, gardens, and retreats, phased to match funding and partnerships. On St. Thomas, financing closed for The Botany, an all-solar resort targeted for a spring 2026 debut, promising green jobs and higher-end visitors while stressing environmental stewardship. Lawmakers also greenlit a coastal permit for a solar-powered floating restaurant in Lindbergh Bay with closed-loop waste systems, daily pump-outs, and storm protocols, an experiment in eco-friendly marine dining. And at Megan's Bay, the authority is implementing mandated wage increases, refining sargassum response, relocating storm-reclaimed artwork to improve traffic flow, renovating bathhouses, and onboarding new small business partners. Question for you: what public reporting, water quality tests, pump-out logs, sargassum response timelines would build your trust in ecotourism ventures? Why this matters: smart, transparent projects can diversify the economy without sacrificing our coastlines. Social supports and workforce pipelines. A new allied help coalition launched by a developmental disabilities center is connecting residents with hearing, vision, and mobility challenges to training, resources, and advocacy, offering American Sign Language classes, early intervention workshops, and sensitivity training for organizations. Over at Governor Juan F. Luis Hospital on St. Croix, a partnership with the United States Army's PIES program will guarantee interviews and potential jobs for soldiers finishing service, widening the pipeline for hard-to-fill clinical and support roles. Meanwhile, to keep medications flowing, patients from the Kmart pharmacy at Tutu Park are being transitioned to Walgreens. Bring identification, your insurance card, and your current medication list to smooth the switch. Why this matters: inclusion, veterans' employment, and uninterrupted access to medicine strengthen community health from every angle. Public safety and the courts. Jury selection begins Monday for the last defendant in the 2021 Glitters jewelry store robbery that turned deadly. 3 co-defendants took plea agreements. The remaining defendant faces dozens of counts and a potential life sentence. In separate cases, the courts issued probationary outcomes in assault matters, underscoring a balance of accountability and rehabilitation. Consider: could restorative practices support victims alongside firm sentencing in violent incidents? Why this matters: transparent, timely justice is foundational for safe neighborhoods and visitor confidence. Consumer protection: do not take the bait. Territorial watchdogs are warning about a spike in deception, fake online gambling ads misusing official imagery, a mimic site for paying federal property fines, and pig butchering romance investment scams. Add in social media rumors about closures that change by the hour, and the risk of bad information is real. Best practice: this: verify through official government pages before clicking, paying, or sharing. Question: what single text or alert system would you trust most for fast, authoritative updates during storms and outages? Why this matters: a few seconds of verification can save your savings and keep emergency lines clear. Everyday road safety. A well-known St. Croix artist is recovering after a serious crash near Kings Hill during this week's heavy rain. Neighbors who rushed to help reminded us how bystanders can save lives. Call first, keep victims warm and still, and move only if fire or rising water threatens. Why this matters. Defensive driving and basic first aid awareness turn ordinary people into difference makers on difficult days. Closing thought. From electricity and drainage to hospitals, budgets, and community hubs, the theme this week is resilience through clarity. Clear plans, clear funding, clear communication, and everyday people stepping up. These and other issues are of great concern within the islands. What do you think are some good solutions? Let us know your thoughts by texting your comments to 1-315-898-1449. You can also join our WhatsApp group and get the news, weather, and other insightful information delivered right to your smartphone. To join, text JOIN to 1-315-898-1449. Please include your name in the text message. You will receive a call to verify your request. I'm your reporter, DKS, signing off for DGHradio.com. Remember, DKS and DGH, together we dream kindly, speak deeply, and give hope, because on DGHradio.com, the news never sleeps. Goodbye for now. Ciao.